Ah, Chicago wrestling crowds. So uncouth. William Regal was enjoying, perhaps even relishing, every moment, every reaction from the Chicago faithful. The one thing you can say about Chicago wrestling crowds, they will absolutely let you know how they feel. Hell, Chicago sports crowds in general, they are a defiant and a loud and a boisterous bunch, and they will definitely let you know if they love you or they hate you, and they absolutely were ready to tear into William Regal. But what did William Regal do as the pro, as the great talent that he is, one of the best workers, one of the best talkers? What did he do? He cut them down with his words. The villain that we love to hate, but also absolutely love. That was goddamn great. I'm John Renton with my review of AEW Dynamite from Chicago, Illinois. It started great. It definitely started great, and let's start there, because if we didn't start at the beginning, we wouldn't be able to come to the end and stop, as the Mad Hatter once said. Firstly, I do want to say happy Thanksgiving to all who celebrate. Hope you have a great time either stuffing your turkey. Don't baste your turkey too goddamn much or it'll go blind and then you'll have to be in the hospital. And then you'll realize that you're not a master baster. If you're cooking ham, may I have some ham? Good old Devil Doll from the MST3K days. Whatever you're eating, whatever you're doing, hope you have a great time spending time with your friends, family, loved ones, whoever. You don't need blood to be family. Just have fun, enjoy what you're doing, and just have a blast and relax. So yes, this was the Thanksgiving Eve edition of AEW Dynamite in one of their hotbeds, Chicago, Illinois. Excalibur, Taz, and Shivani on commentary. The crowd was loud, very loud. Regal's in the ring. I'm not going to try and go over every single line that was said during this whole segment and all the stuff and all the twists and turns and everything, but this is exactly what I wanted to see from AEW. And this is what I want to see from more pro wrestling companies in general. You present something that's a real life issue, because they talked about Regal talked about all the stuff that he went through, and then when other people were introduced, they talked about their experiences with Regal, and the crowd was absolutely just bashing in him. I mean, they were ready to go full bore. They probably would have jumped the rail. Had this been maybe in the 70s, they might have jumped the goddamn rail, and Regal was soaking it all in. He says that MJF's on the Iron Claw set. I can't wait for the Iron Claw movie. That's going to be a lot of fun. I almost wish that MJF could have played Gino Hernandez, but him playing Lance Von Erich could be pretty interesting. The fuck you Regal chants, and the devil himself will be here to explain himself next week. Wild Thing, you make Chicago sing, because Regal's just soaking us in. And Mox comes down. He is ready to just absolutely kill him. He's ready to kill him. Danielson runs down. I don't know why Danielson was dressed like a discount lumberjack, but he came down. He's trying to stop him, Look, I know you want to tear him apart. I've done bad things. He's done bad things. I don't know why he did what he did. You've done bad things. We've all done bad things. Everybody does bad things. Everybody do the flop. And, talking about what Regal's meant to him, all of Regal's injuries don't hurt him. He has a bad neck. I think he has lesions on his brain, as I believe that's what Danielson said. And that's a little bit scary. That's actually very, very scary. So no wonder Regal, during the first promo that he did on AEW television, said, I don't know how much longer I have. I hope he has a while. But he slaps Mox to get him to listen. He says that his own dad overcame addiction, overcame his demons just like Mox did. And how would you feel, about your daughter having to view you and love you if you didn't overcome your demons? He was just going through all this stuff, talking about how his dad has demons but overcame them. He was able to love his dad. His dad was able to love him. Regal was the main reason why this happened. It was a twisty-turny deal. And how he says he loves this man despite the bad shit that he did. They made the best out of a situation that could have been really messy. The crowd was eating us up. Moxley basically tells Regal to run, keep running, and don't stop running. And get out of the ring. And he'll let him go. There we go. It's good. That was good. Unfortunately, it was all downhill from here. Match quality-wise, I'm just going to say right now, this was probably one of the weaker editions of AEW Dynamite. The crowd reactions did help, but this is not going to take very long to talk about the rest of this stuff. So Renee's talking to Keith Lee, then Swerve interrupts and blocks the camera, and they talk. And we don't know what was said. We'll find out later. Especially when Swerve obviously inadvertently goes heel. So, we get to the first match. It's Orange Cassidy and friends, aka the Best Friends, and Rocky Romero. with Jake Hager in a dumb hat and the Jericho Appreciation Society members there at ringside. All Atlantic Championship match. This some bullshit is what I wrote down. People like Orange Cassidy. I don't. Hager is a goddamn idiot that has no reason to be getting any money from a mainstream wrestling company in 2022. Why the goddamn hat? Why the hat? What's the reason for the hat? It doesn't give him any personality. It's just Jake Hager, a new hat. But he's got a new hat. Roll up, 1, 2, 3. It was pointless. It was stupid. There was no reason to have this goddamn match. The people who like Orange Cassidy are going to like him. The people that don't, like me, are just going to tune it out. So the factory shows up. QT's mic gets shut off, so I appreciate the production company for doing what they did. And then blackout, suddenly Julia Taker is there on the stage, doing this. And they got a little bit better with the lighting cues and the blackouts. But then here's Malachi, Brody, and Buddy. And apparently, Malachi's in a better headspace. He had talked about that, being not in the best headspace because of personal things that were going on. I hope that he's okay. Same with Buddy, same with Brody, whatever's going on. And they laid out everybody. They laid out the best friends. They laid out Orange Cassidy. They laid out the factory. They beat up everybody. They beat up popcorn vendors. They beat up cotton candy vendors. They beat up merch people. They went and took the merch people and put them through tables. They didn't do that, but they might as well have because they beat the shit out of everybody. Here's the thing. They all three of these guys do look like they could be legit, world beaters. The thing is the spoopy stuff needs to be channeled back. Because the blackout stuff gets annoying in New Japan when they have the House of Torture do it, and then they're not spoopy, they're just stupid. And all that stuff, just stop. Just stop with it. Just stop. Please. Have them be legit badasses, have them do this stuff, have them, if you want to have Julia Hart controlling them, doing her bidding because they finally corrupted her, but she has the absolute power, that's fine. But cut down the supernatural stuff. This was mostly fine. I will say that. This is one of the few bright spots that remain on the show. Of course, there was a stage bump where a security guy got dumped right on his goddamn head. Please rise. House of Black or Judgment Day? Which one do you guys prefer? Answer in the comments, please. Pre-tape on Jungle Boy. What's next for him? Probably gold. Hopefully, I just hope with this, because some of these pre-tapes kind of blend together, I just hope Jungle Boy, put him in with some veterans, have him, because he can do some stuff, he has a natural charisma about him. Just use him properly. Speaking of not being used properly, though, this next match, even though I understood what they were trying to do, it was hard for me to care. Ethan Page with Stokely, taking on Ricky Starks, who's all taped up because of injured ribs and all that. AEW World Title Eliminator Final. The crowd loved Ricky. Ethan focused on his ribs and focused on his injuries for a while. That's smart. Stokely pulls him out of the way of a dive. He gets kicked out. And then we get a bunch of spears, including a third. 1, 2, 3. There you go. In case you know that I'm not, in case you wonder rather why I'm not focusing too much on the matches, it's not that they were bad. They just are starting to blend together on this program. So yeah, Ricky's going to face off against MJF at Winter is Coming. That's going to be a hell of a match. Ricky ain't going to win. He shouldn't because of the storyline. But it's going to be interesting. I'd love to see Ricky as world champion. It's just it's not the right time. MJF just won the title. If MJF had been champion since Double or Nothing, sure. Anyway, Wardlow is pissed, and he wants to be the TNT champion again. He's going to come after Samoa Joe. Lol. Footage of Jade and the baddies. Well, Jade and Bow Wow, wow, yippee-yo, yippee-yay, Bow Wow, yippee-yo, yippee-yay. This is WCW 2000's levels of shit. Cut to Jade and the baddies. Red Velvet, holy hell, holy hell, holy hell. Layla Gray looked great, too, by the way. Mark Sterling is here. Kiera Hogan is out of the group. I mean, I guess if she's not under contract, I don't exactly get it, but I'm like, you could have more flunkies. Doesn't hurt to have some flunkies. Red Velvet, though. Jesus Christ. Anyway, cool. Okay, I get Jade has her TBS championship back. It is what it is. Carry on, my wayward son. The crowd boos. The crowd booed the hell out of the Elite. Death Triangle, they need more pyro in their intro. Don Callis joins commentary. Look, I'm just going to say right now, this Best of 7 series was a terrible idea. Because everything that we could have seen from these guys we've seen in matches before they face off against each other at AEW Full Gear. You like it? Great. If you're like me, and I know I am, you're not going to like it. Death Triangle with Alex Abrahantes versus the Elite with idiots, and that's what I'm calling them, Brandon Cutler and Nakazawa. AEW Trios Championship Best of 7, Match 2. Rick Knox is a referee who is a terrible referee. Terrible goddamn referee. Absolutely abysmal. It was the same goddamn shit they've always done, except the Elite decided to troll the Chicago crowd. One of the Bucks did a trip during the buckshot. And then they did and then Kenny did a bite thing, the Ace Steel thing and whatever. And then they did a GTS spot. Kento was probably just saying, what the hell is going on here? And we get a hammer. We get a hammer involved from one of the Bucks, and then we get a hammer from Penta. 1, 2, 3. After Pac covers him. It was garbage, because it's always garbage. Again, those who like it, fine. This Best of 7 series was a terrible idea. People in the arena loved it. I'm sure people in their homes loved it. I didn't. I don't mind high energy matches, but it's like there are 3 wrestlers and 3 jokes, and I don't think it's going to take too long to figure out who the jokes are. So, 2-0 for Death Triangle, which means that it'll probably go 3-0, and then Elite will come roaring back, and they'll do this, and it will be not dramatic storytelling. At least none of them will be, or at least the Elite will not be at the January 4th Dynamite, because Kenny Omega is going to be taking on Will Ospreay, which means he will be far away from plaguing Seattle. Let's look over the possibilities here. 3 possibilities. Okay, it's all an elaborate work because they were able to work things out with CM Punk. He's rehabbing from his injury and he's going to come back. This is unlikely because they removed him from the video game cover. And I'm just going to say right now that if they somehow manage to smooth things over, it's still not going to be very good because Punk is a wrestler. Omega and the Bucks aren't. You can fight me in the comments if you want, but I'm going to stand by that. It's not that they're not athletes. At least Omega looks like an athlete, but good God. So I don't think it's an... Now, if it is, I'll gladly eat a plate of crow about that. Not on camera, because I'm not going to kill a crow and do that, because I don't want to cause a birdemic, or Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds. Tippi Hedren, my goodness. Anyway, enough of that. The Elites are grossly unprofessional and petty as EVPs of the company, which is very likely because they've always been known to be little bitches about this stuff, and there are people that like their comedy. Their comedy isn't funny, and it doesn't belong in wrestling, and they pretend to actually care about the company, but they don't. They're out for their own selfish interests. And the third possibility is they did all this trolling of Punk, and it's going to kill Chicago. Now, I hope it doesn't. I hope they don't kill Chicago at all. I hope Chicago continues to be a hotbed. And it's possible they may still get crowds, but you want to really piss off one of your biggest markets? I don't know if that's a good idea. I really don't know, especially for 3 guys that probably don't have that long left in the ring because they keep doing the same goddamn video game bullshit and have killed their bodies. Oh dear, I feel so bad for them. They better hope that that money that Khan keeps paying them carries them for a while, because if I guarantee you this, if somehow WWE ever came calling to them, they wouldn't give them a very big deal. And they wouldn't fit in at all. So they got to be lucky that Khan was willing to finance their little fantasy of just being, big stars, even though a lot of times when the ratings come in, if they hold people, great, but usually they lose people. At least they have been lately. Also, Don NDA Callis can piss the hell off. So there you go. Renee then is with... Renee is on the stage, rather, says Thunder Rosa will step aside because her injuries are worse than expected. So now there's no interim. Jamie Hayter is the champion, the official champion, and Britt takes the mic, further cementing the fact that we're going to get a split here. And that Toni Storm is also recognized as an official AEW World Women's Champion. Okay, good. I hope Thunder Rosa recovers. I hope she's back soon. I hope this isn't the end for her in AEW. If it is, and she has to go elsewhere, hopefully she gets a good spot, because I love Thunder Rosa. What a goddamn talent. I just hope she recovers. Hope she's able to heal up. Take every bit of time that she needs. So, speaking of taking time, Jamie Hayter, Britt Baker, Willow, Sky Blue, Anna Jay, and Ty had a 6-woman, 3-team match. It was 3 teams, 6 women. Jamie was over. Willow does have something as far as personality and ability, and I'm sorry, this was a mess. I didn't hate it, but it was just there. Sky Blue got pinned after a stomp. There you go. I hope Jamie Hayter gets a lengthy run with the championship because she is super over. Rampage, by the way, starts at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. There you go. That's going to be on Friday, so that review is going to be way early. Renee is with Top Flight and FTR, and basically they're going to make a Ring of Honor Tag Team Championship match for Rampage. Okay, and apparently, and I'm not going to spoil what happened in the match, so I think you can probably figure out who won and who lost. But apparently, rumor has it, Dante Martin may have been hurt. If he is, I hope he's going to recover quick. So the Acclaim do a rap is alright. They do mention Jarrett and Lethal, and they get brought up on screen a little bit later. Billy's hands, by the way, are totally fixed. I guess we're going to probably be getting... God, watch us get Jarrett and Lethal against the Acclaim for the tag titles. And then they do the scissoring. Billy and the Acclaim, that is. The TNA sucks chants are pretty nice. So, Rampage Black Friday. We get FTR and Top Flight for the Ring of Honor tag titles. We get Darby versus Anthony Henry. Jericho speaks. Sheeta in action. Still want her to cane me in the face, but nevertheless. Dark Order versus Butcher, Blade, and Roosh. Tomohiro Ishii versus Chris Jericho for the Ring of Honor Championship. Ian Riccaboni joining commentary. Ishii chopped Jericho so hard, he caused his titties to bleed. Time has caught up to Ishii. He's still tough, but this was hard to watch. This was pretty hard to watch. Ishii gets a close near fall on a sliding lariat. And then another one on another lariat, a really close near fall. And then the Lion Tamer, a.k.a. Walls of Jericho, gets the victory. And then it looks like Jericho's going to go after Ian Riccaboni. And then Claudio lays him out. We're getting that match at Final Battle. There you go. That's really all I have to say about that. So again, happy Thanksgiving. Hope you guys have a whole lot of fun. A whole lot of stuff in the turkey, stuff in the ham. Maybe make a turducken. I don't goddamn know. Look up turducken if you don't know what that is. Anyway, agree, disagree, what I said, like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Retlin. I'll see you soon.